Hi guys, Harry here from the Art Gear Guide. Thank you very much for joining me today. As you can tell here, I have a review of Etchr's watercolors. This is their 24 set of half pans. Now, they have a couple of other sets out there. They've got like a set of 12, and I think they've got some pearlescent ones out on the market as well. I'll have a list of all of those over on the written review. But if you've been following me on Twitter or Twitter and Instagram and Facebook recently, you'll have seen that I've put up a few little watercolor sketches, and I've used primarily the Etchr Watercolours to do that, because when I've done this review, right, I've wanted to get into watercolors a lot more than what I've done recently. I've done a lot of watercolor pencils, but I wanted to actually get into some watercolors themselves, like watercolor pans, tubes, that type of thing. And I've been practicing quite a bit as well, trying to refine my skills as a watercolor artist, if you will. And so when I got these paints, same with the Paul Rubens that I reviewed a while ago, I really wanted to understand the paints, and so I done a lot of sketching, I done a lot of painting and what have you. And with the Paul Rubens, I didn't really so much put it up on YouTube or anything, or like Instagram or Facebook. But with these ones, I've put a lot more sketching up, and I'm going to be doing that going forward as well with other different mediums. I did do a final painting as well with these, which you'll see in this video, and also there will be a speed drawn video of the final painting up on the YouTube channel here. And as always, with any art I do, there will be a page over on the Art Gear Guide where you can go across. I've taken photographs of the painting at various stages from start to finish, and you can click on each image and you can zoom in, and you know, when you click on the image, it enlarges. You can zoom in and take a look at it in much closer detail. There's quite a lot to unpack here, okay? Because when Etcher sent the watercolors to me, they sent this watercolor pad as well, and I've done a couple of sketches in this, and the paper, the quality in this pad is just amazing. It's 100% wood pulp paper, vegan friendly, so it's not cotton. Now there is in my opinion, after the extensive testing that I've done over the last week or so, there is a vast difference between 100% cotton and 100% wood pulp paper, and you can tell that in the actual outcome of your painting, or I can anyway. But I actually went out, I thought to myself, if I'm going to do this review, I'll do it properly, and I went out and I purchased this roll set of the Etchr Watercolor brushes. So there's a nice selection there, and I'll briefly cover those in this review as well. And as always, you know, there'll be links to all of this stuff in the written review and in the video review. I also purchased one of Etchr's sketchbooks. Now I've not used this one just yet, but I have had one of their sketchbooks before. The paper quality in them is superb. This is a 100% cotton paper, acid free, vegan friendly. This is a cold press sketchbook, and it's obviously, as you can see here, it's a portrait. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to keep that for a different review, and we'll talk about the Etchr sketchbooks on a different video, because there's too much to get through here on this video alone. Now, I have reviewed Etchr products in the past. I reviewed the Etchr field case, which I absolutely loved. I still use to this day. It's my go-to. I keep everything in there. It just keeps everything compact. And I also done a review of the Etchr slate, which I love as well. And if you want to know more about both of those products, I'll have links down below where you can go across and watch my original reviews. But the thing about those two products that I've just mentioned is, and this was something that came across very prominently on both those items that the quality Etcher are producing or were producing in those two items was super high quality. Like I said, that was a couple of years ago that I used those, and although I'm not one of these artists that's out and about all the time, unfortunately, as much as I would love to be out and about, but my disability prevents that. So I'm not out and about putting those two items through the mill, so to speak. But I have used that Etcher field case. I use every single day, unzipping it and all the rest of it, and it's been absolutely superb. It's no fraying, no nothing, no zip getting stuck or anything like that. The elastic bands are all still intact, and so forth. So let's get into this review, okay? Because I know I've blathered on a little bit. As you can see, it comes in a really nice packaging. I think packaging is something where people can kind of like look at packaging and go, it's not important, but other people think that the packaging is important. The packaging for this set here is really nice. You can see here it's a really nice sturdy box that it comes in. On the lid here, when you open it up, it says show us your art. So immediately they're trying to get you involved. Etcher are trying to get everybody involved, create a community, and it says here, tag us with Etcher Paints, hashtag Etcher Paints on social media for a chance to win a monthly Etcher voucher. So they're trying to get you involved in creating a community within the Etcher ecosystem. And they're also saying as well that, you know, you can win a chance. You've got a chance of winning a voucher for one of their products, or, you know, a voucher towards one of their products. So I think that's really good. Now this was in here as well, okay, and I thought this was really nice. It says, we believe art has the power to make this world a better place. That's why we want to help artists' art. With your help, we've now delivered thousands of Etcher bags, sketchbooks, palettes, and other peculiar inventions to artists all over the world. Thank you for joining us on this adventure. We hope you enjoy these watercolors. Now, I'm guessing that this is sent out to reviewers. It's put in there to reviewers. It may not be, I don't know. But I think the sentiment is really nice. We believe art has the power to make this world a better place. And if you know my story, you will know that art has helped me immensely. I suffered with PTSD and severe clinical depression. When I turned to art has given me a much, much brighter outlook on life. And it's solely down to art and the art community. So I think that's a really nice sentiment that they put in there. A few little stickers here inside the box as well. A lot of art companies are doing this now, and I think it's a great little thing to have. You know, you can put them on your sketchbook, give them to your kids, whatever. But again, it helps to advertise the brand. So that's really good. Inside the box here, you have a swatch that you can swatch the colours on. As you can see, I've not done that. I've done my own swatch. But having said that, the paper quality that this swatch is made of is high quality paper. I think it's from their sketchbook paper. So it's really, really nice, good quality paper. So therefore, when you're swatching in this, you're going to get a true representation of what the paints are like on good quality paper. And I think watercolor is just one of those mediums where the paper quality, it's not so much that it matters, but it certainly improves. It doesn't improve your art, but it does improve different things like water drying time, how much time you have when you're using these products, bleeding and all the rest of it, and feathering and things like that, and these cauliflowers that can pop up. So good quality paper does help in those matters. Next in here we have this little black cloth, and then it's kind of like a neoprene microfiber cloth. So there is that. Then next inside the box we have the actual tin itself. So let me just slide that across. Now it says here etcherlab.com watercolor 24 half pan set premium student series. Now I personally think that Etcher are underselling this product by saying that they're premium student series, and I could be wrong. Maybe if some of you really experienced watercolor artists can help verify this to me, but as you will see, and I'll explain later on, I think they're being a little bit, they're underplaying their product a little bit. On the back here there's a little Lightfast scale, and there's also a pigment transparency scale, but again we'll get into that in a second. So when on the back, as you can see, it's a standard watercolor tin. Really, there's not much more you can say about the tin. On the bottom here you've got this little loop here where you can put your hand through or your finger through when you're out and about. When you open it up, you've got the two mixing areas here. You've got this top mixing area, which is going to give you a little bit more mixing ability. And then here you've got slightly smaller ridges, again just to, if you're dealing with colors that you're not going to be using much, you can use these ones here, and these big, the big four at the top here for the colors that you're going to be using most. Now, so I'm showing you some images here, and the images that you're seeing are how they come when you first get them, and you can see them, the watercolors, the half pans themselves in these little packets, which you just take off. But the packets themselves actually have information on them with regards to the paint's light fast and their opacity, or their opaqueness, or their transparency. So it's a good idea. What I've done with mine is when I've taken these, because they're kind of like little stickers that go halfway round the pan, so I've taken them off and put them on the underside of the pan, just to remind me of the colors and what have you when it comes down to it. I've done a swatch of the 24 colors that's in the set, and I've done it on really kind of bog standard watercolor paper. But you can see here, so we've got the pure white, lemon yellow, just yellow, mighty ochre, llama orange, soft orange, simply red, rouge red, sweet red, pretty pink, royal purple, lime green. Then down at the back here we have soulless black, dark brown, burnt sienna, brick brown, umber brown, cobalt blue, sky blue, Prussian blue, ultramarine blue, ocean turquoise, emerald green, and then leaf green. So a really nice selection of colours. Now here's where, when I was saying about the Etcher underselling their product, here's what I mean by that. So the paints are light fast, and they're done by the under the blue wool scale. Okay, so if you take a look here, so 8, if you're more familiar with the ATSM scale, which is LF1, LF2, all the way up to LF5, I think it is. In the blue wool scale, 8 and 7 are equivalent to LF1. 6, I think, is LF2, and then 5 and 4 is LF3. So with the LF1 ASTM scale, 1 is the highest light fast, but with the blue wool, 8 is the highest light fast rating. So it's kind of like the opposite way about. Anyway, of the 24 colors that are in this series, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 colors are 100% light fast 7 or 8. And if you want to break it down to be exact, so blue wool scale 8, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 of them are 8. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 are 7. But like I say, 7 and 8 are LF1 basically. So the next ones that we have down is we have 1 at 6. Sorry, 2 at 6. And again, they're LF2. So anything that's LF1 is 100 plus years. LF2 is 100 years. And then anything under that, like LF3, you tend to find a lot of artists won't use anything under LF3 and below. So we're talking about one color here, which is 5, and that's the ocean turquoise. All the other colors are LF1 or LF2. So that's why I was saying I think to call these premium student series doesn't seem right to me. I don't know whether I'm missing something, or if there's something I don't understand about watercolors or what have you. But a lot of these colors, like 21 out of 24 colors are light fast. Like light fast that you would use in a commissioned painting or something like that. Of all the colors that you're going to use, 21 of them are going to guarantee you 100 plus years of light fastness. So I think that's a relatively good ratio. Then down at the bottom here we have the legend I was telling you about earlier on. You've got your transparency and opaque, and then semi-transparent and semi-opaque. And again, that doesn't say whether the paints are good or bad. It just tells you what the colors are. So like the pure white there is opaque, just yellow is opaque, the lemon yellow there is semi-transparent, the Prussian blue they've got down here is semi-transparent. But you know, at the end of the day, whether a color is transparent or translucent or not doesn't make it a bad color, or doesn't make it any worse in the light fast scale. It just means that if you're wanting to use a more opaque color, and in watercolor I've learned that, you know, using a more opaque color doesn't necessarily, you know, it can mean a lot of different things over what we would normally consider in the colored pencil area. Anyway, let me show you some of the little sketches that I've done using these the Etchr watercolors. So the image that you can see at the minute is like a sunset thing that I tried to do with some trees there, and I did that on the watercolor pad from Etchr, which is, don't forget, it's wood pulp paper. Then I did another one. It's kind of like it's a similar type thing. The one that you're seeing now is the one that I did a bigger version of, and again, I think you can see the difference in the quality of paper between wood pulp and 100% cotton. The actual painting that I done was done on this Canson Aquarelle Heritage paper, which is really good quality paper. It's 100% pure cotton, 140 pound paper, and this is on a block. But this is the painting, and I was really happy with the outcome of this. And again, if you look at the same painting, I know it's done on a smaller pad, but I tried to keep it, you know, obviously a scale down, and I think when you work on bigger pads, it's easier to work with watercolors. But nevertheless, I think you can still tell with the wood pulp paper, it's a little bit grainy, I think, the way the color lays down. On this one here, this is cold pressed paper, by the way. When the paint settles, it's gorgeous. It's really, really nice. And this is obviously, I think this is the first watercolor that I've ever done where my wife was like, she wants to frame it and put it in the house because she likes it. So I was really pleased that she liked the painting. But as you can see, like I say here, and I'll do a different video on this Canson paper because this Canson paper does deserve its own review video. It's a really gorgeous paper, expensive but gorgeous. The other little sketches that I done, they were done in this little Paul Rubin watercolor sketch thing. It's only an A6. It's very, very small, but I did that little turtle using the Etchr watercolor paints, and I done this little plant thing as well using the Etchr watercolor as well. Just little small sketches. Now before we get into doing the actual, like, I'm just going to show you how the paints kind of like lay down, how you can move them about. We'll take a look at some of the colors that are opaque according to the scale, or translucent, that type of thing. The brushes that I got as well, and again I'll have the prices for this entire roll, which as you can see here, it's a really nice roll. It's got the Etcher logo all over it there, down at the bottom here. What we have here is a number 1 round brush, number 3 round, a number 6, number 8, number 10, and a number 12. Then we have a 1/2 inch flat, a 3/4 inch, sorry, 3/8. I think they're called filbert. I'm not too sure, or I'm not sure what those brushes are called. A 1/4 inch, and then this little fan brush here, which is number 1 fan brush. The brushes themselves are really nice quality for the price that you pay for them, and the amount of brushes that you get in there. They're really nice quality. But I don't know whether I like I say, I'm not an expert in watercolors, so here's what maybe some of you can help me with. This is number 12 brush, right? But I have a number 12 here by the SAA, and it's significantly bigger. I'm not talking about the handle here, I'm talking about the actual brush. It's significantly bigger than the Etcher one, and I think I have, yeah, I have another 12 here, and it's more in line with the Etcher one. Now this is a travel one, this one here, it just goes in there. But is this normal for, so I've got 3 12 round brushes there, but you can clearly see that the SAA one is a fair bit bigger than the Etcher and the travel one. I thought I had an Aquafine 12 inch or number 12 round, but I don't appear to have that. Don't know what I've done with that one. Anyway, so if this is normal, if it's just one of those things, different manufacturers go by different scales or sizes or something like that, then that's fine. But other than that, other than the size, I really enjoyed using the brushes. They're nice and soft. They, especially these little small ones, they allowed me to create some really nice detail in the main painting that I did. So I was really happy with those. Okay, so I'm going to show you a little bit of wet on wet. So I'm just going to do, now don't forget, this is the Etcher pad, and it's I haven't washed that brush properly, sorry. This is the wood pulp paper. So, I mean, it is nice to use, but if you're going to do like a big painting that you might do a commission on, I wouldn't recommend the wood pulp paper. But you know, each to their own. You know, everybody has their own preferences when it comes to art products. So it's, sorry, I should not have said I wouldn't use it. But it does give you a very different feel to the paper. So I'm going to use some of the cobalt blue here. I'm going to use a fairly thick, what do you call it? So I'm going to start up at the top here, and with just this one brush, I'm just going to pull it down, see how far it goes. It's kind of weird, this wood pulp paper. You can feel it, kind of like the paper has got fur on it or something like that. It's kind of like a weird feeling. It's definitely not like the it's definitely not like the 100% cotton paper that you would use ordinarily if you were going to do a big painting. Sorry. So you can see there that I managed to pull that down quite a bit. I'm going to use the cobalt blue here again, but I'm going to use it on the dry, just on the dry paper. So again, I'm going to use this the once. You can see there how bright and vibrant this color is. Let's see how well this pulls down. I'm starting to scrub the paper now. It's the brush is going dry, so it's quite hot in the studio here at the minute. So you can see there, that's the cobalt blue. That's a transparent paint. So I'm going to show you here now. This is probably going to fail monumentally because I've used Copic marker for this black, and this is probably going to run terribly. So let's have a look at some of the colors here. So if we look here at say the white, for example, so let me clean this brush really well. Okay, so I've got some white on here. We'll just put it on the paper and then pull it into the black. Okay, so the white, according to the scale, is opaque, and I think that's pretty opaque for a watercolor white. Let's go to, we'll use the sky blue. or actually, we'll use the soft orange, because that again is opaque, and I think that would be quite good over the black. I think the blue, the sky blue, may not show up properly. Okay, so this one here is the soft orange. So you can definitely still see the black through there. And I guess, you know, at the end of the day, I guess like all watercolors, it depends very much on how thick the paint is and what have you that you use, and how you apply it. So the next one, we'll use the leaf green, or sorry, the lime green, which is semi-transparent. So the lime green is, according to their legend, semi-transparent. So this is the lime green. I think I've got too much water on there. So that's their lime green, which is semi-transparent according to the legend, which I would say is probably more opaque than the soft orange. Next, we'll use the cobalt blue, because it's supposed to be completely transparent according to the legend. So I would say that's quite transparent. And then let's try one of the semi-opaque colors, which is the Rouge Red. So we'll go for the Rouge Red, and it's, like I say, it's semi-transparent. Sorry, semi-opaque. Okay guys, so that's my review for the Etchr Watercolour 24 half pan set. I actually loved using them, and I think that's actually testament to the amount of different sketches that I did, and the amount of little trial runs that I did before I did my final painting. I really enjoyed, and that's why it took me so long to get this review out, because I was actually enjoying using them, doing all these little trial run paintings and what have you before I'd done my final piece. I think this is a good example as well about the importance of paper, or at least the importance of paper if you're going to do a painting that you want to perhaps sell to somebody, or perhaps somebody wants you to do a commission. That's where the importance of paper comes in. Obviously, if you're just messing about with watercolors, then it's not so important. But if you take this paper here from Etcher, it's nice paper. It's really, really nice paper, and it's in a block as well. So it's a nice little small size block. But you definitely can't tell the difference between wood pulp. And I understand why companies are turning to bamboo and wood pulp and things like that, because it's obviously more sustainable and better for the environment. But if you look at this over, say, the 100% cotton paper, which I know is a little bit more expensive, but if you're going to be doing a commission, or you're going to be doing a piece that you perhaps want to sell the original of, then you're going to have to use 100% cotton paper, and you're going to have to use light fast paints, which again, this is where the Etchr watercolors come into play. Like I said, as far as Etchr are concerned, they put these down as student premium quality, or sorry, premium student series. And I just don't know if they class this as premium student series with 21 colors LF1. You know, I just don't get how they fall into that category. I know obviously it'd be best if all 24 colors were LF1, but 21 out of 24, we're only talking about 3 colors here that aren't LF1, and the other, you know, only one of those colors drops below LF2. The others are LF2 or 6 on the blue wool scale. So, you know, I really enjoyed using them. And like I said, Etchr did send me the watercolors, but they didn't send me the pad, and they didn't send me the brushes. I got those myself. And again, the brushes are really nice. I think if you're going to get this brush set, you might want to get a slightly bigger brush as well. The 12 in this isn't that big, but so you might want to get a bigger brush. But then, you know, that just all depends on the type of painting that you're doing, all that type of stuff. But the range that they have in here is really nice, and I enjoyed using them. Especially the smaller ones for detail on like those little branches and what have you. Very, very good brushes for that type of thing. And this was the very first time that I used a fan brush as well. I've never really used a fan brush in watercolor, but I did with the Etchr fan brush, and was able to get some really nice effects. Anyway, guys, if you've got any questions about the Etchr watercolors or the Etchr brushes, please leave your comments down below, and I will do my best to get back to you as soon as possible. And if I can't answer a question, I will of course reach out to Etchr, and they will, I'm sure, be able to answer your question. But before you ask your question, check out my written review as well, because I'll have a lot of stats and what have you over there. When I do the video review, it's more just showing you how it is and that type of thing. The written review shows you all the stats, and like I'll have a legend over there about the opacity levels and the light fast ratings and what have you, so that you can see them rather than just having to remember what I'm saying. And I'll also have a photograph of the swatch over there as well, so you can, you know, take a better look at that. Don't forget, guys, if you've liked the video, please like and subscribe. Apparently, according to a lot of my subscribers, asking people to do that just reminds people to do it, and it does help out the channel. I had no idea that just clicking that like button or subscribe and help the channel out in any way, but it does. It helps YouTube see the channel a little bit more and push it out to a little bit more people, which in turn helps the channel grow, which then means I can, you know, do better things with the channel as it grows. Also as well, this painting that I've done, I will be doing a Patreon tutorial on it. But also as well, if you follow me on Instagram and you've seen the drawing that I've done of the rabbit, of my daughter's rabbit, I'm also going to be doing a Patreon tutorial of that. So if you're interested in learning how to do that, the rabbit using coloured pencils, or you want to know how to do this watercolour painting, go across, check out all the other tutorials that are on there on my Patreon, and stay tuned for these 2 Patreon tutorials coming up very, very soon. So thank you very much, guys, for all your support, all your kind words. I really look forward to seeing you all again very, very soon. Bye.